This episode of Grilled is sponsored by Rationale, your leading provider in multifunctional hot food preparation equipment. Register now for a free Rationale live demo at www.rationale-online.com.
Welcome to Grilled, a podcast by the Staff Canteen. I'm Cara, editor of the Staff Canteen, and in this, the penultimate podcast of the year, a year that we all want to forget actually, I have a really special guest. So actually, apart from my guest today, who has finished 2020 on a high. So I'm really excited that today is all about winning and positivity. Now, my guest yesterday joined a prestigious bunch of past winners when his scallop ceviche, pan-seared trout and white chocolate and passion fruit dome wowed the judges on this year's MasterChef The Professionals. He is head chef at Square One Restaurant and Catering in Dunmow, just a few doors away from Michelin-starred The Flitch of Bacon, for anyone who's trying to figure out where it is. And he says he's always looked up to Jamie Oliver and he loves a Five Guys burger with a half Coke and Fanta combo. Nice. Alex Webb, MasterChef The Professionals champion 2020. Welcome to Grilled.
Well, thank you so much.
So that's a half Coke, half Fanta combo.
Yeah, that was actually really, really nice. I used to have it when I worked in Germany. There was it's called a scrutiny, and it's like half Coke, half Fanta, and it's absolutely delicious.
Okay.
It doesn't look very nice, but it is really good.
It's something I will definitely have to try. So a few non-hospitality MasterChef related questions first, so we can get to know you a bit better.
Yep.
And also actually a couple of questions from our audience, so I'll chuck those in there as well. So the first one that I'm going to put in is from Mark Pearson from Twitter, who wants to know, did you pass your driving test?
No, unfortunately, I didn't pass. That was actually a few days later, and I didn't pass. But I think one win was enough that week. It was too much.
No one wants to get everything at once, do they? You have some other stuff to look forward to. So next question. If you had the power to make anyone go bald, who would it be and why?
It can't be Greg, because he's already there. I don't know, really. Odd question.
We like to put you on the spot, you see.
Can't say my dad, maybe. That's quite funny.
Has he got lots of hair?
He has, but it's all gone grey now, but he's got lots.
So he'd be devastated if you did that to him. What is the biggest animal you think you could kill with your bare hands?
I'm not that strong, I'm quite small. So I don't think... I was going to say an elephant, but that could be a bit...
Elephant with your bare hands?
Could be a bit much that.
I think that's quite optimistic, Alex.
maybe something more like a bird then. Go for a bird.
A bird. Okay. All right. Okay. Rank the MasterChef The Professional judges in order of common sense. So who do you think's got the most common sense?
Oh, that's a tough question. That's a bit mean. I think that all of the judges are amazing. I mean, I've got on really well with Marcus. I don't want to be single anyone out. But I don't want to answer that question. That's a bit mean.
I know. Come on.
all of them are amazing. All in their own right. No, I'm not saying that.
You've been prepped well before this interview. And final question, if you had to be another chef for a month and take on everything, including body, personality, the works, who would it be?
I'll probably go Jamie Oliver. Actually, just this morning he sent me a message of congratulations, which is absolutely incredible. One of my idols. Yeah, I'll take Jamie Oliver for the day. That'll be good fun.
I think that would be quite a fun chef to be a part of, actually, for a month. And you must be buzzing to have got a message from him as well.
Yeah, that was really, I really didn't expect that. So it was really, really nice. I've had loads of messages from people I can't actually keep up anymore.
Yeah, I bet. It's exciting. Right, MasterChef. How does it feel to finally be able to talk about being the champion? So how long have you had to keep it a secret? Because I know from past years that it's quite a long time, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's from August. It's actually a bit later this year, obviously, because of lockdown and things like that. So it's been a bit easier. My old head chef, Steve Groves, who won it, messaged me last night and said, you only had to wait till August to film. He had a whole year to wait for it. So
yeah,
maybe lucky in that sense. It's been a massive kind of relief. Finally, it's all out and everyone can kind of know now, which is nice. All my friends and family.
Who was the first person that you told?
Well, back in August, it was my mum actually. I called her on the show. It didn't get edited because she actually swore. That didn't make the cut. But mum and dad were told first. Yeah.
Yeah. And what did they say?
Dad didn't believe it. Uh, and then dad didn't believe it. And mum was swearing and crying. Or not swearing, but she was like, she did have one. And then yeah, at the end, it was mum was a bit emotional.
Oh, that's lovely. So, you were up against some great chefs this year. There's been a lot of buzz about this particular year. I think I've seen so much on social. And so were you shocked when it was you who had won? Because obviously, really, a really tough final.
Yeah, no, it was incredibly tough. I think the other two, Bart and Santosh, were amazing. It was great. They were great spirits. Even afterwards, they were kind to congratulate me. We had a few drinks afterwards, socially distant.
Of course.
That was really great afterwards. And I actually called Bart and Santosh the other night. We had a FaceTime together, which was really nice. It was a really tough year. I think all the chefs, every single round, it was tough. It never got easier. It always got tougher. But it was a really great competition to be a part of.
Yeah, yeah. And before I talk a bit more about you and your experience, I do want to ask you quickly about Philly. So she got a lot of grief on social media for her food and how she describes her food. So is it quite a shock to kind of see how social media can kind of flip and do that to people?
It's a shame that it was taken away the competition. It wasn't about that. It was, which was frustrating. I spoke to her the other day, and she's the nicest person. So to see all that. Sorry. To see all that kind of negativity around it, it was just like really kind of upsetting, especially for Philly as well. I mean, I didn't have to deal with that, but for her to deal with it was not nice. But I think she should kind of come out the other side, and hopefully we do some cooking together soon.
Yeah, no, definitely. Is it quite kind of, because I haven't had a chance to speak to Philly myself, but we have spoke to her kind of on and off part of my team. But is it quite scary to see that kind of side of it? Is it something that you think, you don't really think about it, do you? You go on MasterChef and you think, oh, this will be, really good for my career and all the rest of it. You don't really think about that side.
Yeah, I mean, every little bit you have to think of. Like you said, once you're there, you don't actually think about the social media storm as it is. I mean, like my phone gone from like 2,000 to 12,500 in like over a day. It's just ridiculous. So people are out there, and I think it is a new way, isn't it, of cooking, and there's social media so big now. So you have to think about it, and you have to. I put something up last night of a picture on the Instagram, and my friend was like, "You haven't put a capital letter here. You make sure it's all right." And so it's such a big thing, and any little thing you do is scrutinised. And it was a shame that she got them comments, but I think she didn't mean anything by that, and no, I stand behind her.
I did ask some of the teams for some questions as well, and one of my team thinks that you are quietly cocky. Is that something you would agree with?
No, I try not to be like that. I kind of come across as humble as I possibly can. I kind of wanted to just make sure that the food did the talking. It's not me. So that was my main thing I try to do always, to do that. But no, I don't think I'm too cocky. Maybe some other people might say that.
I think she meant it in a good way, as in, I think you don't, she said you didn't really get flustered like a lot of the others. You seem to quite enjoy the experience.
I absolutely loved the experience. I think it was like, I wanted it. And I think the last day of filming was more like when you go to the last day of school and your school's finishing, it's breaking up, and you're kind of gone to school. It had that kind of feeling, and whatever I did, I just wanted to make sure that was the 3 dishes that were perfect. And I did get that. The other guys had really, really small things that were not quite right. Maybe the sauce of Bart's was a little bit reduced, but they're so minor things that you wouldn't actually think about it. But in a competition like that, it is every little thing is looked at.
Yeah. No, I can definitely imagine. So if you hadn't won, who do you think would have deserved the title after you?
Both of them thoroughly deserved it, Bart or Santosh. I think maybe it could have, if I'm being honest, it could have been between me and Bart. I didn't think Santosh had like 1 or 2 things, Bart had 1 thing. It's so tight at that stage, so tight. So I think that like seeing I think seeing at the end was kind of we were actually in the back room afterwards, and we talked about it. And every time after a show or the cooking, we would always think, oh, who's going through? Or by that time, we really had no idea who it was going to be. So no, it was good.
What's it like in that back room, kind of waiting for that that must be horrible.
It was so nerve-wracking. We actually had some pizzas for lunch that day, which was nice. And we had different food every time, which was really cool. But actually the back room, we went, where the food critics eat. That's actually the back room normally. So on that day we were like shoved out because all the critics were in there, so we had to be like in the hallways and things like that. But
the glamour.
Yeah, kind of. It was amazing just being backstage, and in the room I was doing selfies with the MasterChef logo and things like that. So that was really cool.
Yeah, which you've had to then keep on your phone for several months.
Yeah, I was going on my phone to show someone the picture, and I'd have to be really, really cautious. I'm like, no, go.
Yeah, don't scroll, just stay. Picking up on some of the things that happened throughout the series, Grace Dent said that your chicken dish was far from the most imaginative thing she'd ever eaten, but you managed to redeem her with the cauliflower. Was that kind of interesting praise to get?
I mean, to be honest with you, the first time I heard them comments was when everyone else watched it. That was the first time I heard the comments. So obviously you don't go into the room and you don't see them. I knew I had some doubts about them dishes with the tuna. I mean, they looked really cool, and I was happy with the presentation. But I kind of knew in my heart that I think Monica said about the tuna needed a bit more seasoning, and then about the chicken, I actually thought the chicken breast was too small. I was practicing with a really large one, and it was actually really small. And I thought I was trying to think what they could have said, and I thought, well, maybe that chicken could have been portion-wise too small. But I do like that dish. It's kind of a bit like deconstructed, I guess, with the chicken skin on the top. So no, I mean. Actually, we've put a similar one on the menu at the moment here, so I've kind of made sure it's better this time.
Is it strange to watch it back then, not knowing what they're going to say? That must be a really weird experience.
Yeah, no, it is weird watching. Like, I think the first time was when you hear your own voice. And that me. So which is after like the first episode, I was kind of you get used to it, and it was kind of after a while I wanted to kind of make sure they showed like a bit more of me each time, and then each time we got more airtime, and obviously I had to cook off again. I was getting more, so that was actually kind of good. There were good times actually cooking again instead of thinking about it as in a bad way.
The semi-finals is a bit wobbly, but you managed to get through. What saw you kind of through it, or was it just well edited and you were just the whole thing was a breeze?
No, it wasn't a breeze. It was really, really tough. I wish it was a breeze. And no, it was. I think it was the semi-finals with Akhtar cooking the onion dishes. That was really, really tough. It was out of my comfort zone completely, cooking Indian cuisine. But then again, watching and learning from him was amazing. He's taught me so much, and that was really great. So no, I was really kind of really grateful to have them comments. But also at the end, they like that kind of spurred me on and pushed me to get to the next stage.
Yeah, was it nice to get to know Akhtar a little bit? Did you enjoy that experience?
Yeah, no, it was really amazing to kind of actually he messaged me the other day. Obviously, I don't think he knew what happened either, and he was messaging me saying how proud he was. So yeah, so no, it was really good to kind of hear them comment, and he texted me this morning as well.
So Monica, she usually takes a personal liking to one or two of the chefs. I know that she was quite into Exose, if I can say his name correctly last year. Do you think she had a favourite this year? Was it you?
Monica.
Yeah.
No, I think she's. I mean, she always said to me when she said she had my Rosie's cheeks, she wanted to look my cheeks. Well, she couldn't do it because of social distance, but she said she was definitely will do. She was really lovely, and she was really herself. And I think all the judges are like that. They're all like they're not there, especially this year. They weren't there to be really hard on you or criticise you. They were just there to kind of help you. And each time they said a comment, I tried to learn from it. Try and really. I mean, I think after the show, I cook a lot better now than I did before.
Yeah. That's good. That you've obviously feel like you've grown as a chef through that experience. Yeah. I always ask anyone that's done MasterChef how it feels to walk into that room for the first time for the skills test. Yeah. How was that?
Yeah, walking into the skills test was very, very overwhelming. It was a lot. It was the first time you walk into the MasterChef kitchen. It's the first time you see the judges. The first time being on camera. So it was kind of everyone. There was like 6 cameras. There's someone on a ladder trying to take a video camera. So it was intense. But I think once you got past that first initial fright of everyone watching you, and I think actually it kind of there's more went on. I got used to the cameras, and you make friends with the cameramen, and you're laughing and joking. And I think on the first episode when I made the meringue pavlova with the dome, the meringue, one of the cameramen was like, "Alex, you're just so fast. I can't keep up with you. I was running around doing it." And,
And how many times did it make you redo stuff?
as in takes, there was a few things where I would say something like I would say something how I was happy or whatever, and they'd be like, "All right, Alex, come and do that again, please." So it's kind of it's not too much of it. Most of it's all like obviously not live, but most of it's all like first takes. There's obviously for food wise, there was a few pictures of the food. So if they wanted 4 dishes, you'd have to cook 5 dishes. So one would be always for a picture. Yeah, no, it was, and obviously this year was a bit of a shame. None of the guys or the backroom staff, the cameraman, couldn't actually try the food because of COVID.
Right. Okay. Because I was going to say, what was it like with the obviously COVID restrictions in place?
Yeah, no, I mean we did everything that we could. Everyone was safe. We always had masks on. If anyone wanted to, if the guys had to put a mic on you or anything like that, they would always wear a mask. For close contact, like shots and things, they'd put a mask on. So everything was adhered by. It was kind of safe as can be. I think with the Bake Off, they had like a bubble they formed together.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
We were more like, as in, we were going to be distanced. And in the back room as well, we was all be distanced. And if you get up, the producers were like, no, Alex, don't move there. You can't be. You're too close to there. Everyone was on it. And yeah, it was a bit different, but I mean, it wasn't like ridiculously out there, really.
Do you think it took anything away from the experience?
No, I mean, I think the one thing that I would advise to do, which other people have done, if they've gone to abroad and they've gone to other restaurants and things like that. But then thinking about it, if I had that, I might have not got a trophy. So it's kind of an ups and downs of it. Like, yeah, you don't know what would have been. But I was incredibly grateful to get the trophy at the end. And I think even like they tried their best, or not tried their best, but they kind of got actors to come in, something different, and it was I think people really loved this series. Yeah, no,
like I said, it's so popular on social this year. Where would you have liked to have gone if you could have chosen your restaurant?
I mean, like Noma would have been amazing, something like that, or even like the Fat Duck and Bray. I think any kind of 3-star. I've never worked in 3-star. I've done 2 stars, not 3-star. So that would have been cool to go there. But hopefully, I can maybe do some stages. Don't want to stop learning. I want to keep learning.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, looking back on it now, and I know it was obviously a while ago for you, but what was do you remember what your kind of lowest point was, and then I'm assuming your highest point was winning. I don't really need to ask you that question, but was there like a low point where you're like, oh my god, why did I decide to do this?
I think it was after I called it the onion round. We were cooking all the different onions. I think after that, so that was filmed over 2 days. So that person so it was filmed with Akhtar, and then the next day you have to come back. We planned the dishes, and then they told us that evening that someone was going to go through straight away. So I think Philly got through. So we all came in the studio, we set up, and then Philly got through. So she was gone by like 11 o'clock. She was already gone. But I think that evening I came back to the restaurant and I was a bit upset. I thought this could be it, and by going through really kind of after that really spurred me on to make sure that's not going to happen again.
Yeah, and like I said, obviously getting that trophy, that must have been your highlight. And for people who are listening, I can see that trophy behind you now. Is that where it's staying, or have you not decided yet?
Not decided yet. I think it's going to stay in the restaurant when I'm here, or maybe I'll put it on my bookcase at home with Mum. So
yeah,
but yeah, it's quite cool to get like a perspex box.
Yeah, I was going to say, how did you get it? Did they send it to you?
They actually sent it this morning at 8 o'clock. Came by the postman. He delivered it outside, or by a courier. So that way, it came this morning. I was like, I've got a delivery for you. And I was like, be careful, please. Be careful.
And how was it opening that box and finally being like, yes?
It was really amazing. It kind of really didn't expect. I mean, to be honest with you, I only found out yesterday that from the PR team that they were going to. I was going to get it because I was originally told in January I was going to get it. So I was hoping, I was like expecting it then, and then when they said I was going to get it today, I was obviously times have changed. So I think normally when the interview goes up to Manchester for the BBC breakfast show, I had it on Zoom. So I think they wanted it for that.
Right.
It was really special to open it.
Yeah, no, I bet. And do you know what? You're probably the only person that's going to experience MasterChef in this way, because hopefully next year we won't be dealing with all of this. So I think yours is very unique experience.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think no one else is going to be. I think I'll be remembered by the winner of MasterChef in COVID times.
Yeah.
And it's something a bit different, but I think not really. It's not, I think people are not going to forget it, and I think it has been a different series, but maybe some of the things that have happened like this series they will take on for the next ones as well.
Yeah, and now you're that chef off the telly. You're gonna have to get used to doing socially distanced selfies. Has anyone recognised you yet? Have you had that yet?
Yeah, I mean at the restaurant today, people going past Hoteen, and there's people knocking on the window. And, I've had about 3 bottles of champagne being delivered from local people. And
nice.
Someone yesterday, it was actually really a shame. Yesterday I had a power cut in Essex in Dunmo. So we were tier 2, finally open, and then we had a power cut, so everything was down. And then people came in to book for the tasting. We had our tasting menu, and they brought some books in to be signed for their kids for Christmas by me. And I was like, we were closed, so I signed them for them and then took them to them. But yeah, no, we're looking forward to being. I think we're fully booked. We had 1,100 bookings last night for the show.
Bloody hell! Well, that's what you want. That is 100% what you want. So for those people who are listening that don't know, you trained at the Savoy Hotel in London, right? And then you went to Helen de Rose, Heston's Dinner, Rue at Parliament Square, and the Frog in Hoxton. Yeah. And now you're obviously head chef at Square One restaurant. So, MasterChef aside, tell us a bit about your kind of current role and what plans have you got to build on obviously this win.
Yeah, no, it's obviously at the moment head chef at Square One. So I have been for the last year. Actually started off as a pot wash when I was 15.
Okay, nice.
Did all them restaurants, and after the Savoy, I went to Germany, one of the sister restaurants in Hamburg. That was a great experience. So I worked there, and just kind of working in London all the way through, gaining experience at each restaurant. I think working at Real Parliament Square with Steve Groves, obviously he won it before, so that was a great experience to work with him.
Must have been sad for you to hear that obviously they're shutting that as well.
I'm so disappointed, so sad. I spoke to him the other day about it. I was really shocked. But all the guys there, I hope I'll hopefully get somewhere. I think they already have been put somewhere. Steve's put them everywhere. He's such a nice guy. But yeah, no, I think for me personally, after here, just celebrate tonight probably, and then see what happens. I mean, I'd love to do some sort of book deal or something like that. Really, I don't know. I don't want to close any doors. I don't want to keep options open and see what comes in. Really.
Yeah, and do you in the long term? Would you want your own restaurant? Is that something that's in your mind?
That's one of my main goals for ages, is to have my own restaurant and to kind of have my name above the door. Would be incredible. I've always wanted that, whether it's in Dunmo or London or wherever. Let's see what happens, really.
So looking forward to, we are nearly at the end of this year, thank God. I know for you it's very different. You've had a very positive end to the year. But what's your New Year's resolution for 2021?
Last year I did veganuary for a month.
Did you?
I'm not going to do that again. I lost some weight, and it was good. It was actually quite a good thing to. It's quite good to see as a chef, to see how vegans and how to cook things like that, and that definitely helped. I'm not doing that again. I'm not sure. What
was your favourite vegan kind of go-to dish then, if that's what you did for a month?
I actually went to, because I was busy. Obviously, I was working. So actually, M&S vegan range was incredible. So
really?
I used to get loads of bits from there. I think they had popcorn cauliflower and all them things. Actually, I still get things from there now because there's actually sometimes that's not delicious than the other stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So no veganuary this year. So what is your resolution this year? I mean, what else are you going to win?
I mean, after win a book deal, that'd be amazing. I think I just want to kind of put myself out there, go on to try and do some maybe TV shows or some cooking shows. Obviously, it's incredibly tough this year. Obviously, coming up. Hopefully the vaccine comes in soon, so things will be start popping up. I'd love to do some like Taste of London, etc., things like that. Just kind of see what happens, and
And so thoughts on hospitality. Obviously it is a really tough time at the minute, so do you think we're going to come out the other side, because it's so up in the air, isn't it?
It's been incredibly difficult for the whole industry this year, and it's been kind of, I think, one of the things that really does annoy me. All the hospitality, they always do. We've been told what to do. We've taken tables out. We put screens up. We've got visors. We've done everything we can, and they change the goalposts a little bit, so then we adapt to it, and then they change it again, and they put you in a tier system. And I mean, Christmas for all restaurants in the UK are for their Christmas sales is the biggest thing of the year for them. To be shut at Christmas is incredibly tough. But I think everyone in the hospitality industry are going to come back fighting. And we're incredibly lucky to be in tier 2 at the moment, touch wood, and we stay there. And then maybe there's another lockdown coming in January, hopefully. I don't know. Hopefully not. I think the industry is going to come back fighting and come back stronger.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed, because it's been a horrible year, especially for us at the Staff Canteen. We speak to chefs all the time, and it's not nice to talk to people when they're so down, or they're so like up in the air and it's limbo. So yeah, fingers crossed for 2021. So my final question, would you recommend MasterChef to other chefs?
Yes, no, definitely. I think it's most amazing experience as a chef to do it. I would say as some advice is to practice. Never go into the kitchen without practicing the dish.
Okay.
And I would say also that to never hold a dish back. So always go in with your best dish. Don't hold back and say, I'm going to use that on the next round, because if you don't use it, you might not get there. So
yeah,
definitely don't hold back a dish, and practice as always. I mean, I was very lucky that it was in lockdown when I was practicing, so there was no restaurant. So I was very lucky to have that. But yeah, definitely practicing and don't hold a dish back.
Brilliant. Well, that's fantastic advice. And on that note, I'm going to let you go, Alex. Thank you so much for coming on Grilled. I enjoyed talking to you. Good luck with everything going forward. And I'm sure we'll see more big things from you in 2021.
Thank you very much. Speak soon.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed this interview, and if you have any comments, feel free to tweet us or comment on the post. We're making all of our interviews available to download.
And if you want to support us to continue creating great content with amazing people from the hospitality industry, please take a look at our contribution scheme on www.thestaffcanteen.com.
This episode of Grilled is sponsored by Rationale, your leading provider in multifunctional hot food preparation equipment. Register now for a free Rationale live demo at www.rationale-online.com.